In 2010, they released How to Train Your Dragon, based on the book of the same name by Cressida Cowell. It's about Hiccup, possibly the wimpiest Viking that ever existed, who captured the most dangerous dragon called the Night Fury. When he sees the helpless dragon in defeat, he lets him go and befriends him. By being with the dragon now called Toothless, he learns about what a dragon hates and likes, and about a dragon's behavior, and uses it during his dragon courses. Suddenly, Astrid, one of the students with Hiccup, finds out about Toothless, and they both discover where the dragons come from. If you know a bit on how to make an animated film, it would take around 3 to 4 years to make one, right? Well, for How to Train Your Dragon, though, they had to make the entire thing in 1 year. Dean DeBlois said that they didn't have time to polish things up, and sometimes they agreed to put some cliches in the film. Originally, the film was supposed to really stick with the book, and Toothless was supposed to be a small dragon, like one of these guys. But they thought that by staying loyal to the book, it would be too whimsical and too sweet for a DreamWorks film. For the looks of the film and the lighting, they hired cinematographer Roger Deakins, who is more known with his work with the Coen brothers, as visual consultant. Toothless, Hiccup's dragon, was modeled after Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, since the directors were Chris Sanders and Dean DeBlois, the directors of the Disney film. And also, some of Stitch's personalities were actually used for Toothless. On March 2010, theater executives were ticked at Paramount because some cinemas couldn't hold more than one 3D theater, and at that time, there was How to Train Your Dragon, Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland, and Warner Brothers' Clash of the Titans that were all in 3D at the same time. See the problem now? When it was released, it's unbelievable how the critics loved the film. I mean, look at this! It's almost 100%! One of the sexiest reviewers said that How to Train Your Dragon is pretty much the avatar of DreamWorks animation. We all have heard of the story before, but the animation is just amazing, and even beautiful. At the box office, it was a great success with about $478 million worldwide. About a month after its release, Jeffrey Katzenberg made giant plans for How to Train Your Dragon's future. There's going to be a sequel made in 2013, a TV series is going to be made, most likely to be on Nickelodeon, and there's going to be a touring live show of the film that could be similar to Walking with Dinosaurs. Jeez, Jeffrey, why don't you also make a ride based on the movie at Universal Studios while you're at it? 2 months later, DreamWorks released the conclusion of their biggest franchise, Shrek Forever After. In here, Shrek is going through a midlife crisis, so he made a deal with Rumpelstiltskin, who looks nor sounds nothing like how he was in the last movie, to live as a scary ogre like before in exchange for one of his days from his past. But the fine print of the contract sends Shrek to an alternate universe where Shrek was never born, met nobody, nor saved anyone, and Rumpel is the new king of Far, Far Away. Now he has to go find Fiona and stop Rumpel's evil reign so that Shrek can see that his life is a wonderful life. Get the hint? Originally, the title was supposed to be Shrek Goes Forth, mainly because they were planning a Shrek 5. But on November 25th, 2009, they announced that they're ditching Shrek 5 and make this the last movie, hence the alternate title, The Final Chapter. Tim Sullivan was the original writer of the fourth Shrek movie, but then when Mike Mitchell was named the new director, they ordered Darren Lemke and Josh Klausner to do a rewrite. Walt Dorn, the head of story, provided the voice of all the characters during the storyboard meetings. One that the animators loved the most was when he was doing Rumpelstiltskin. Because that there was no actor that can do the voice like how Walt did, they put him in the cast as Rumpel. For the scene where the Pied Piper hypnotizes the ogres to dance, They brought in choreographer Michael Rooney and a group of dancers to do a choreographed dance so the crew could film them. When it was released, the critics say pretty much the same thing. It's not as good as the first two movies, but at least is better than the third. They all give it mixed reviews by also saying that although the film is fun, the magic is gone and Shrek just jumped the shark.